Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, I'd like to speak about the statement of Kanye West and Candace Owens of the far right rhetoric that George Floyd died on fentanyl, and he didn't die by the racist police officer Derek Chauvin knee on the neck for 9 minutes. And unfortunately, this type of rhetoric about George Floyd, which is the far right propaganda against the Black community and the oppression of Blacks within the US, this is a rhetoric that is promoted and preached by the far right. Also, unfortunately, some of the Muslims in the Muslim community within America also spread this type of content of the far right propaganda, like Daniel Hachikachu, who also promotes this, and I've shown this many times on my channel. So today we have Kanye West, who is Black, and Candace Owens, who is also Black, who is promoting far right propaganda. So I want to talk about what is the reality of the message that is spread by Kanye West and Candace Owens that George Floyd didn't die by the racist police officer Derek Chauvin, knee on his neck for 9 minutes, which he was convicted of in court. In the US, the racist police officer Derek Chauvin was convicted for killing, murdering George Floyd, and also in civil cases for murdering and killing George Floyd, and also um, the civil rights of another young individual who is minority, who is Black, where Derek Chauvin also violated the civil rights of another young male. Now I want to talk about what is the reality of Candace Owens and Kanye West saying that Derek Chauvin didn't kill or responsible for the death of George Floyd. Rather yet, George Floyd died from fentanyl in his system, which killed him, and not the knee on the neck of George Floyd. It saddened me to really talk about this, and it's what's worse is seeing Black people who has benefited from Black people supporting them versus Kanye West. Black people supported him, put him where he's at today. And when he was going through issues with his ex-wife related to his children, he came back to the Black community for support, and we gave him support. And then he later on, recently, seen with another propaganda of the white supremacists, which says all on the white lives matter, which is actually a propaganda from the far right to go against what Black people are complaining about racial injustice in America. And Candace Owens also, who the Black community has supported her in the past, and the NAACP, who supported her in the past when she was in high school, sometime in when she was in Connecticut, and some white people made some racial things or said some racial things against her and even threatened her life. And the NAACP and the Blacks where she lived came together to support her. So it hurts me to see people like Candace Owens and Kanye West, who are professional coons or professional shambles, who are really selling out their people. One of the things when people Black people were responding to the statements of Candace Owens and Kanye West about George Floyd. Sometimes we need to sit back and think and really think about what does their statement say and what is going to be the weight of their statement, how it's going to affect people. And sometimes we got to sit back and think, why are they saying that now? You know, why now they're saying that? Why now are they pushing this rhetoric, this white supremacist propaganda that George Floyd did not die by Derek Chauvin? And the reason why they're pushing it right now, in my personal opinion, this is election time. It's election time. And so they're trying to wild up the Trump supporters and other white supremacists. And it's unfortunate that you have Black people who are selling out their own people for or to make money. Another thing I was sitting in the back and thinking about, why now with this rhetoric, this white supremacist propaganda? Another conclusion I came to is that the Trumpsters, who also includes Kanye West and Candace Owens, um, they're actually promoting things for Donald Trump's party, the Republican Party, and they're getting their promotion ready by talking about George Floyd case. And George Floyd is a case where we openly see how racism and law enforcement still exists. And white supremacists use law enforcement to scare, put fear, hold Black peoples until they place, and they use law enforcement to help keep Black people incarcerated. So I really believe that, they felt like Derek Chauvin really wasn't guilty, right? Really wasn't guilty. The white supremacists don't see Derek Chauvin as being guilty. They see him as doing his job. And this is why they have the rhetoric saying that George Floyd didn't die with Derek Chauvin knee on his neck for 9 minutes, because the white supremacists believe this is the way to deal with Black people. And when you see people like Candace Owens supporting that and Kanye West supporting that, you see them as a coon and a sellout. But what we're seeing is a bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that Kanye West and Candace Owens is pushing the rhetoric that George Floyd didn't die from Derek Chauvin. He died from fentanyl. So within this rhetoric, as the Republicans are pushing for the next presidential election, as they're promoting Donald Trump and the Trumpsters and their rhetoric, I believe that Candace Owens truly believe that Donald Trump is going to be reelected, and they want to spread it within the media. They want to spread in the media from a black person saying George Floyd did not die from Derek Chauvin. George Floyd died from fentanyl. So the white supremacists are using Black people to say in public, on social media, in the media, that George Floyd died from fentanyl and not from Derek Chauvin. The white supremacists are having Black people say this. So whenever, in their mind, Trump is reelected, right? That maybe that Donald Trump, if he's reelected, would take away or remove the sentence of Derek Chauvin or get his sentence reduced. and they're using black people so they could say that. They could say, the white supremacists, look, even black people are saying that Derek Chauvin didn't kill George Floyd. And for black people who are politically ignorant, and for black people who was like black people who follow people like Kanye West, black people who are not politically inclined, black people who are easily brainwashed by music and entertainers, where entertainers can manipulate votes or public opinions about things. And the white supremacist Republican Party is doing the same thing the Democrats do. As Joe Biden, when he was running for president, he didn't go visit black leaders. He went and visit black entertainers, because they understand that black entertainers control the mind and opinions of many black youth who don't understand anything about politics or have any political opinion or view, that they could manipulate them by getting them to vote for it or to agree to something. So this is why the white supremacist is using Kanye West to say that George Floyd didn't die from Derek Chauvin. George Floyd died from fentanyl. And all this idea was easily put in his mind by who? Candace Owens. Candace Owens, the supreme coon, supreme sellout. She easily can manipulate Kanye West, because everybody know Kanye West has a mental health issue. And when people have mental health issues and are not making diagnosis, but Kanye West, he has a lot of the symptoms of being bipolar. And we understand that people who are bipolar maybe also have a little might have also the effects of schizophrenia, right? Might also have some of the effects of schizophrenia, right? So paranoia, seeing things, hallucination. There are people that if they look at reality of something that's real, and they might see something else, right? So there are people who are easily could be convinced of certain things that do not exist, especially when it comes to conspiracy theories. And I'm not making any diagnosis, but I know a lot of people who suffer from who have been diagnosed with being bipolar and a little bit schizophrenia, that they are heavily into conspiracy theories and they believe them without looking up facts, right? So it's very clear that Candace Owens has a profile of Kanye West and know that he is mentally ill, have mental health issues, most likely bipolar, and she's using it for her benefit and for the benefit of white supremacy. So just like the Democrats use rappers to get votes by interviewing them and things like that, best believe that the Republican Party, the Trumpsters, the white supremacists is using Kanye to spread that message that, hey, man, Derek Chauvin didn't kill George Floyd. Fentanyl did. And then we look at the reaction after. Everybody on social media is talking about it. Every black person on social media is talking about it. And the person who was doing the interview with Kanye West, when he said George Floyd did not die from Derek Chauvin, he died from the fentanyl, the person who's doing the interview is somebody from the hip hop community that has no education in journalism and anything about politics. So it's the black entertainment community, the black hip hop community, who's allowing Kanye West to spread this false narrative because they're not politically inclined. They're not politically inclined. And you have the hip hop community are going to allow the white supremacists to spread their propaganda on your platform, and you don't see none of these things going on. You don't understand anything about strategies in fighting. And Allah is my witness. The hip hop community is destroying the black community. You're destroying us on every level. And you even allow the white supremacist propaganda to be spread on your platform. And that's for the black individual who's from Queens, New York, like me, who's allowing Kanye West to spread white supremacist propaganda on their platform. You know how many black folks seen that? You know how many black youths seen that? You know how many black youths are not inclined into politics and don't understand it and will turn around and listen to Kanye and say, yeah, they're right. Are we that stupid? Is the hip hop community that stupid? Are we that ignorant? Are we that far away from our peoples? Are we that ignorant? And then you don't put the person in check when they make that statement right then and there. The white supremacists using black folks to spread their propaganda and misinformation, just like the Democrats do it also. And you've got to look, what is the extent of that statement? How it's going to affect? They had a strategy with saying that. And one of the strategy is, first, it's part of the propaganda for white supremacists and the Trumpsters. And they're hoping if maybe Trump get reelected, right? Black folks already saying that, hey, man, George Floyd didn't die from Derek Chauvin. He died from fentanyl. You got black people saying that. So they're going to use that, the Trumpsters, the Republicans, if Trump get in office, and they set it a trend right now. If he get in office, maybe they might give Derek Chauvin a reduced sentence. Maybe he would or maybe he would free him out of prison. And they're going to turn around and say, well, black people are the ones who start spreading that Derek Chauvin didn't kill George Floyd. It was the fentanyl. You have the rapper Kanye West. He said it. You have Candace Owens saying it. And you have a rapper saying it. And then you have everybody on social media who follows Kanye West is also saying it and sharing it on their platform. I watched last night a YouTuber who has many interviews with Judge Joe Brown, a female. I think it's called Danya something. I can't remember her name. Where she's talking about Kanye's West statement about George Floyd. Her videos get like 11,000 views, right? And her channel is popular because she brings Judge Joe Brown on her channel, and he talks about black politics. He talks about politics, black politics, community stuff. And she's sharing on her channel now the message of Kanye West about, oh, George Floyd died from fentanyl. And she's agreeing with him on her platform, and she's black. And her videos get over maybe 6,000 to 10,000 views. You're spreading the white supremacist propaganda for free. One black idiot do it, then all the black people who claim to be intellectuals start spreading the same message. And then they're going to turn around and say, well, they're doing it to get views because it's popular and the algorithms are there, and they want to do the video so they can get the views and make the money from the views from YouTube. You're spreading the white supremacist propaganda so you could get views. And they're going to turn around. That's a strategy they're using. They're going to turn around and use that for their benefit long term. Just in case they're thinking, just in case it's Trump getting office, maybe Trump can help Derek Chauvin, because the white supremacists are saying with the George Floyd case that the district attorney in those cases had all the assistance from the U.S. government. You see how many attorneys they had? You didn't see how much money and resources they had? And then you look at Derek Chauvin, had like one lawyer. He didn't have all those resources. Or he did have help and resources. Actually, they did help him. The Trumpsters did give him money. But when it comes to, I mean, from the government side, the Democratic Party side, they interview in that, they enter into that case with the type of help and financial assistance so they could get a guilty verdict. So you don't think that the white supremacists are now using some strategy? Yo, let's get some black folks who are Republican and support Trump to start the trend to say that, yo, George Floyd died on fentanyl, not by Derek Chauvin. And just in case Trump gets in office, and when Trump gets in office, he's going to want some revenge for all those Democrats and everybody who was against him and whatever. Or the way to get back at them, it'd be best way to get back at them, or for some of the ways to get back at them. Hey, man, let's get Derek Chauvin a reduced sentence or release him from prison. And then we turn around and we're going to say, well, the black folks are saying that George Floyd did not die from the Derek Chauvin. He died on fentanyl overdose. And we already know that Trump, when he was president, that he released a lot of people, his buddies and stuff from prison just to make the Democratic Party happy. That's some food of thought, because I think a lot of us, we don't think about the long term. There's a strategy why they have Kanye West saying this. There's a strategy why the white supremacists got him to say all white lives matter, and George Floyd died on fentanyl, not by Derek Chauvin. There's a strategy with them having a black person who once said on TV in Katrina that George Bush don't care about black folks. He said that. Kanye West said that, in Katrina, that George Bush, they don't care about black folks, right? The white supremacist Republican Party, look how now they have Kanye West spreading Republican white supremacist rhetoric. Once he was against the Republicans, now he's spreading their rhetoric for free. And he's getting paid. He's getting paid. Believe it or not, he's getting paid. Candace Owens getting paid, and he's getting paid. Now they got the guy who was once talking for black folks turn around, and now he's talking for the Republican Party and the white supremacists by saying George Floyd died on fentanyl, the fentanyl, not Derek Chauvin. He said, oh, Derek Chauvin's knee was really on his back, not on his neck. The white supremacists is going to turn around when Trump get in office like, yeah, man, Kanye West was right. Look, Kanye West is black himself. He's the guy who said that Katrina, George Bush don't care about black folks. Now, look, he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth also about George Floyd case and Derek Chauvin. Then you have you YouTubers who are black talking about they agree with Kanye West and that, oh, George Floyd is no martyr. This is what black folks are at today. And then you got the hip hop community who's interviewing Kanye West and not put him in a check right then and there. Look at it. The hip hop community is part of some of the destruction in the black community by the type of music that preach killing black folks. And the same person who's in the music industry having music like this is the same guy interviewing Kanye West, who's saying something that is destructive on the black community and don't put him in check right then and there. Then you have other black YouTubers who talk about black issues, talking about, yeah, Kanye West. Kanye West has some truth to what he's saying. Wallahi, man, I can see it for 100% why black people in America, especially those who follow the entertainment community or the black entertainment community, lost. Whoever take rappers, hip hoppers, and entertainers for their leaders, you are lost. There's no society, no country to take the entertainers and make them their leaders. And when you do see it, like in Ukraine, because the president of Ukraine, he's an entertainer, you see what happened to them. They get destroyed. Ukraine's getting destroyed because they have a president who was an actor, made good movies, actor. So he was a good puppet for the US government to put in power in Ukraine. And look, Ukraine is losing. No society takes its entertainers and make them the leaders, especially the entertainers who got rich of making music talking about killing and destroying black people, or have the misappropriate behaviors in the black community. They put them in further destruction or further dysfunction. Only the black folks in America is pushing and or following people like this. Some of us, not all of us. If you like this video, please click like and share.